Jesus freak here. I got word from my friend that some of my parts are in. Since he ordered some of them off Amazon, some of them are going to come in at different times. And they'll come in as they're able to be delivered. Now, I've known him for about 15 years, and for about 10, he's designed most of my computers for me. So this is someone I trust. In the meantime, I've been getting ahead of some of my work. I have scripture readings ready until sometime into June. Now, occasionally I wind up releasing a video with a typographical error here or there. If I start uploading a video and then cancel it or delete it before it goes live and then fix it rather than redo the whole thing, YouTube blocks it. Actually had to reshoot an entire video because YouTube blocked it when I made a small correction that I caught while I was uploading it. The June 6th video has the wrong date on it. And I'll tell you what happened. You see, the ordinary time, which is from the second Sunday after Pentecost until a couple weeks before Advent, the prayers associated for each week are associated by the nearest Sunday, and the date that's given for them has to be rounded off. And the data I have has the files tagged to these dates, and that's what happened. So by mistake I typed June 8th instead of June 6th when I created the title card. These kinds of things do happen sometimes. When it's all just, a one-man operation. Now, I prepare my videos. Most of the time, they're just straight run, record, and just upload it exactly as recorded. You've seen a few videos where you can tell that I've actually done editing on them. I don't do that much. First of all, because I don't feel like I have to. Second, because it takes a long time to re-encode the videos after I alter them. When I was using this laptop for a while to do that, it really took a long time to do that. It still takes a while when I'm doing it with this, and I'm doing it at a higher resolution, so that kind of doesn't help. The new computer is going to help with that a little bit, because apparently when it comes to raw CPU power, it's 3 times as fast. You see, when I made the final call on what parts to use, and my friend was advising me, I decided that I wanted to go pretty much all out with CPU. Because it'll probably be a long time after I get this computer that I'll be able to upgrade any further, other than maybe my hard drives. In fact, my last computer was a downgrade, which is why I was glad to go back to this one. I've had this for a few years, and it's 2013 technology, so it's about 8 years old. Now, my understanding is I'm dealing with 2020 technology. It's not state of the art, but it's pretty close. I didn't need top of the line. But by being closer to top of the line, it means that if I continue to use it for about the same purpose, it'll last me longer before I feel the need to upgrade. When I first got into modern computing, so before that, I was using I mostly have used hand-me-down computers. Before I myself started getting online and stuff, my main computer was 486 DX5. Deb will probably remember this because I called it Neil Guy. I wasn't able to show stuff off back then, I didn't have a lot of technology to work with. I was basically doing the wood grain 486 years before LGR, but I can't prove it. Anyway, I moved up. When I got my SSI, I moved up quite a long way, actually. I moved up to a 700 megahertz Celeron. And I actually did a lot of video work on it. It was really too slow for the job. But I had it for 3 years before I moved up to a 2.0 gigahertz Sempron. This was AMD 64. It was one of the first AMD 64s, but I never used it as such. Nor did the computer I used after it, which was my only modern self-built. I believe that was an Athlon 2. It was actually quite a while before I ever moved up to a 64-bit operating system. Didn't feel I needed it. Still relying on a lot of 16-bit programs. I every once in a while I'd upgrade a little bit. Every couple years to get a better machine. So I got this one. I don't think I've ever owned a more powerful machine than this. It's, I believe, a 3.2 or 3.4, I'm not sure which, gigahertz Xeon. Moving to an i7 that's relatively current and is about the same generation as what you're pretty much finding in stores now. It's not state of the art, but pretty close to it. That's going to be a pretty good upgrade. I figured, I had this $1,400 to play with. What am I going to do with it? Am I going to waste it on retro machines again like I did before? Am I going to spend money on what? As you know what? This is probably going to be the last time for years that I'll be able to afford a purchase like this. I almost rushed into it and bought a piece of junk. While I was asking for advice, my friend showed up. He hadn't been around for a while and offered to help me out. I think he said the cost of the parts came to $866. So I'm going to get the machine when it's ready. It's not going to come with an operating system, so I'm just going to... I've already downloaded it. Just put the installer on here. This is actually the same USB stick I've used to install a lot of operating systems over the years. And wouldn't surprise me if this is close to its last legs by now. But I've installed Windows 10 with it. I've installed several versions of Linux with it. And I'm going to do it again. When it's all up and running, it may take a while. I'll probably keep this machine going. When it's ready, I'll let you guys know. Jesus freak out.